What is going on, Pats Nation? It's Patriots Global back here with another video, and today I do want to kind of do a post-game talk here. I know that this isn't exactly right after the game. I do want to kind of do those in the future, but I kind of really just wanted to sit down, take a step back, rewatch the game. Yes, your boy did watch the game twice just to kind of try to really divulge myself into this and give you guys a good analysis. And today, I'm just going to kind of break it down. I'm going to break down a little bit what we saw from the New England Patriots and some things that essentially just stood out. Now, this isn't really going to be a video where we talk about players that stood out or players that had issues. If you do want to watch that type of video, I do have a video up that I just posted called Winners and Losers, where I talk about guys that stood out and guys that had issues. In this, we're going to talk more about how the Patriots ran their offense, the defense, and ultimately how they just played this team and kind of how this team is looking for the 2020 season. Now, the first big one here being that the New England Patriots seem to have taken a note out of the Baltimore Ravens offense from this past season. Now, if you saw 2019, you would know that the Baltimore Ravens were a team on the rise. Lamar Jackson was a quarterback on the rise, got got MVP for the year. He got the Madden 20 cover. But something that was heavily said about Lamar Jackson is, okay, when are they going to get a quarterback? Because they just constantly ran the ball. The Baltimore Ravens offense was always a team that they have running backs they heavily rely on. They're stacked at tight ends to really help block and just be big bodies for the rare occasion that they do pass. But they also have a quarterback that really is a running back of a quarterback because he's constantly running the ball, but he's so efficient and hard to tackle that there's such a productive offense. And it seems to be what the New England Patriots are doing for this upcoming season also, because they went with an extremely run-heavy offense versus the Miami Dolphins. And I think that's something we all should have expected, and I think that this is something that they were expecting to do when they took Cam Newton. I think that's why they're not as stressed out about the wide receiver position as a lot of other people are, because this is not a Tom Brady offense. With Tom Brady, the New England Patriots had to have a very distinct offensive line. They had to make sure that they had a running game to help back him up, but more specifically, if they did not have wide receivers that could get open, the Patriots offense would have been screwed, because either Brady's standing back there hoping to find somebody to get open, he's going to take the sack, or he's just going to throw the ball away, and it's going to result in nothing because he's not a mobile quarterback. With the Patriots, the offense gets a lot less predictable, which is a big thing because they're doing a lot of plays in the shotgun. They're doing a lot of run-pass options, and Cam is able to read a defense and really call the play as he sees fit, as he's breaking down the defense as he sees. But because of all the running backs that the Patriots have, I mean, let's keep in mind that they do have Damian Harris on IR, who they do want to bring back this season still in a few weeks. They have Sony Michel. They have James White. They have J.J. Taylor. They have Rex Burkhead. So clearly they are stacked at that position because it's a position that they're heavily relying on. But then you also look at what they did scheme-wise, the plays they ran today, and you saw Cam Newton running the ball a plethora of different times. I mean, in fact, when you look at the points, essentially the Patriots put up on the board, they were all from running plays. There was not a single passing play, which is usually what we mainly saw with Brady. I mean, Cam Newton ran the ball the majority of the time, but we also saw him running in for 2 touchdowns. We also, the other time, saw Sony Michel run the ball in for a touchdown. So clearly you can see a pattern that the New England Patriots are really using this running game towards their advantage. And let's remember, if you are able to run the ball successfully, chances of winning that game and having a successful season are very much on your side. A lot of people think of passing game because those are where you're getting your bigger plays. And if you don't have that, you're screwed. But in reality, if you can run the ball effectively and consistently, it's actually more important than just being able to pass the ball. Today, the New England Patriots had a collective of 42 total carries offensively for 217 yards on the ground and 3 touchdowns also, totaling 5.2 yards per carry. Now, I am still hoping that the New England Patriots can really get the passing game more vamped up than it currently is, just because we saw a lot of dump-offs, we saw a lot of checkdowns, and, when you're in a situation where you do have to pass the ball, you don't want to be in that type of situation where you're like, okay, our best case is checkdowns and little dump-offs for a few yards, We want bigger plays. We want guys to get open more so down the field. And again, it's only week 1, so hopefully that will come with time. But because of how much the Patriots are stacked at trying to run the ball, they have the running backs, they have Cam Newton. If they can run the ball successfully, that is going to be their main cup of tea. And look, if it works out, who are any of us to say, no, they shouldn't do that? Because I will say that today, this offense clicked way more than I think I saw this team click in the entire 2019 season. Another note that I had today was from the opposite side of this situation, and that was from the defense. I think a lot of us had questions about the New England Patriots defense. How is it going to perform? What's it going to be like after all the departures? And let me tell you, the amount of people that doubted this team was hilarious. Now, professional analysts did have the New England Patriots slightly winning this game, but if you looked at social media, you looked at fans, you looked at everybody else, every single person had the Miami Dolphins coming out with this win, and everybody was like, you know what? The Patriots lost Tom Brady. They're not going to be good. The Patriots had the most opt-outs out of any team, and the Patriots had a lot of key free agents leave. And they were still able to be the league's best defense. But before we hop into that, y'all, of course, football is finally back, and we cannot be any more excited. Now, you might not be at a game this season, but you can still get in with all of the action with BetOnline. Now, BetOnline is going the extra mile to make sure that you can get in on everything imaginable for this upcoming season. From game spreads and totals to team, player, and coaching props, BetOnline gives you more options to wager than any place online. Now, you can get in on their season opening bonuses today and start off wagering to win division and championship futures today. If you're interested, go ahead right now to BetOnline today and take advantage of all their great sign-up bonuses. Again, that is BetOnline, your online sportsbook experts. But back to the defense, I think the majority of people didn't really question the secondary. Now, there was some people definitely questioning the safety position. Everyone's like, well, you lost Patrick Chung, as if that was something so gigantic the Patriots wouldn't be able to overcome. Don't know what that was about, but the big one was linebacker, and that one was understandable to me. The New England Patriots lost pretty much the bulk, pretty much entire linebacker core that they had in 2019. That boogeyman defense, that was the specialty, really. That and the secondary that made this defense so special in 2019. Kyle Van Noy is gone, and Landon Roberts is gone. You have Brandon Kane on injured reserve. You have, Dante Hightower opting out of the season. Everybody was gone. And my biggest concern, along with I think everybody's biggest concern when even looking at last season, looking at the personnel they lost, was how are they going to stop the run? That was a big one. And the Miami Dolphins, they have some good running backs, Jordan Howard and company. But yet the New England Patriots were able to hold the Miami Dolphins to 87 yards on the ground. That was with Bo Allen out of the mix. That was with Josh Uche as a healthy scratch. And as for the secondary, they recorded 3 interceptions in this game. Stephon Gilmore, J.C. Jackson, and Adrian Phillips. Ryan Fitzpatrick ended this game with just 191 passing yards, 3 interceptions, and a 44.6 quarterback rating. When I saw this defense, I didn't see these big holes that I was extremely worried that we were going to see. They were still able to make really good short tackles. They were still able to have tight coverage, and they were able to continue to do their job. My big concern, though, is the pass rush. We only had essentially 1 sack today. That's it. And I question the amount of pressure we got. It didn't look like Fitzpatrick was pressured all that much. And again, we're going to be playing better offensive lines. We're going to be playing much better quarterbacks. How is the pass rush going to handle? I think that was the big thing, too, after you lost Kyle Van Noy, etc. Now, it is week 1, so I don't want to hop on that high horse just too much. I think that next week will be a bigger testament to how this team will be doing. This is going to be one of the toughest teams the New England Patriots will play all season in the Seattle Seahawks. Playing Russell Wilson, that is your true testament. Yes, you will be playing Lamar Jackson, and that is more how are they going to be able to contain a mobile quarterback. But when you look at Russell Wilson, he is the best all around. He's able to pass the ball. He's able to scramble. He's able to pick it up with his feet. And, of course, the Seattle Seahawks, I would say they have a better situation at receiver. And that's not to knock Miami's receivers, because I do think they have some good receivers, but I would definitely give that advantage to the Seattle Seahawks. So if they're able to perform well, they're able to perform how they did today and not have these issues, then I'm confident with how this defense plays and where it's going within the future. Now, I know I said I wasn't going to get really into specific players or whatnot, but the big thing really that stood out, I think one of the most important things was Cam Newton. People were questioning, does he still have it? Is he going to look healthy? What version of Cam Newton were the Patriots going to get? And all offseason, since we got him, I've been saying, don't count out Cam Newton. He is extremely fired up. He's extremely motivated, and he is extremely, extremely emotional. And when you come in New England with that type of feelings, when you come in with that type of fire and energy within you, it does something unexplainable. When you mix that in with Josh McDaniels, Bill Belichick, and the rest of the Patriots coaching staff, it is completely deadly. Especially when the Patriots have a younger quarterback than Tom Brady, who is more up to par with the type of play style the NFL has today. Now, yes, we will be playing tougher defenses than the Miami Dolphins, but again, do not count out this Miami Dolphins defense. Great additions that they had. Byron Jones, Kyle Van Noy. They also had, of course, Xavier Howard, Christian Wilkins. We could go on, but long story short, this is a good defense that has a lot of potential within the Miami Dolphins defense. This isn't like a Jags team. This isn't a last year Miami Dolphins defense. So the fact that the New England Patriots are able to play how they did offensively against the team that has as much talent as the Dolphins defense does, I am happy. And the big thing is that Cam Newton looks healthy. He's not, struggling to get out of the pocket, to rush. If he needs to stand up straight in the pocket and pass the ball, he knows to do that. But when he does decide to run, and if that's the play they chose to do, he looks good, he looks healthy, he's able to take a hit, and he's able to get up, and that's the big thing here. He was able to put up 2 rushing touchdowns on 15 carries with 75 rushing yards to go along with 155 yards in the air. That is one of the best games he has had since 2016 and also sets a New England Patriots record, which I think he's going to be setting many of those this season for the Pats, but had the most rushing yards from a Patriots quarterback since Steve Grogan in 1977. All in all, I think today answered some questions. Now, it's only week 1. This does not answer every question for the Patriots. This doesn't answer all questions for every team in the NFL, but it gives us an example. It gives us a building block to really start to go off of as we progress throughout the season. Let's remember, right now, this is the New England Patriots preseason. Few weeks into the regular season usually is still preseason for the Patriots, but because the Patriots didn't have any preseason period, they're really going to be using September or October as that preseason to figure things out. And I think they're just really going to get things going as each week continues to get on. If you watched the Miami Dolphins game, you would have even heard the announcers say that the Patriots are going to get this together. They're looking good already, and each week they're just going to continue to figure out this identity. They're going to really build this chemistry week by week, and this could be the storm, the monster that the NFL just didn't see coming. Because Brady left, some key names left, and everybody thought that the dynasty was over. But you never count out Bill Belichick, the New England Patriots, and now Cam Newton. And it could be a scary monster if the New England Patriots just continue to get better as each week goes on. But that is going to be it for today's video. These are some of the key notes that stood out to me. A little bit of a recap for the game, Week 1, New England Patriots versus Miami Dolphins. New England comes out with a win. What were your guys' thoughts on the game? Any notes that you guys had that I didn't list? Let me know in the comment section below. Remember to give this video a big thumbs up, guys. It would mean the world to me. And subscribe to the channel for all of your New England Patriots news, recap, all of that good stuff. And of course, like always, I will catch you guys in my next video.